Okay, today's 17 April 2026. 2 days after my exorcism. When I was finished making that video 2 days ago, I turned my phone off and got up and walked. There's like a 10-foot trail to lead to the main trail, and I literally fell on my knees and started bawling. As my feet left the stream here and I hit dry ground, I just got this overwhelming feeling of sadness and for some reason it was centered around how I have treated women, how we as a society treat women. We're indoctrinated and programmed into the system to be so out of balance. And we're told we have these roles to fulfill, and the only way to fulfill them is, you've got to be like this. And man, that really does a number on you. Not only does it reaffirm that you're not whole, but it also reaffirms that you need things outside of you. Like if you're a man and, so you're the breadwinner, or not even anymore nowadays, everybody's got to make the bread. But you got to be strong, and because I was born in 79 and grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I mean, that's just what I've always known was the role of a man. But they get you so out of balance with these roles they want you to play, and you deny half of who you are. And so I stepped out of the river, and I was literally laying in the middle of the trail on my hands and knees, down on my face and hands, and just bawling, and like I could just feel all the pain and confusion, and it just isn't right, So I was able to get myself back up, and I walked right back into the creek here and sat for several minutes and bawled and released and cleared. And but yesterday, I did a 3-day fast and ate just fruit and what I have, one avocado last night. But yeah, yesterday I had no energy. I could barely move. I would get up and go to the bathroom, get back to laying down. Just completely drained. But not like I was drained the other day. It was a different feeling. walking up here again, my stomach, I'm not getting that, I haven't gotten that boa constrictor feeling. It's still tight a little bit, but it's like, even just sitting in the house, like I'm feeling into my body. And it's like I have places of my body that are so foreign to me because they've been occupied for so long by things that were sucking the life force out of me. And so now what it feels like, I mean, like I said, I feel drained, but it feels like the feeling is similar. Okay, this is a good, like, healing feeling. The other feeling when I used to get this, which was just very similar, but it felt like in a negative way, like something was being taken from me. Now it feels like I'm getting something back. I'm reclaiming, but again, it's just so foreign. I mean, my own body, parts of my own body, just so foreign to me. It's like the breath hasn't been in these places in so long, and it's slowly moving into these areas and breathing life into these areas that were left for dead. So like a regeneration, a renewal, a healing. Throughout the day, yesterday and today, I would keep getting these feelings of shame and guilt that I need to be working or doing more, or cleaning my house, or getting rid of things, or helping out with the business. Anything, like I should be doing anything other than what I was doing, which was relaxing and giving this body, this mind, this heart time to relax and rest and renew. And so I had to keep on addressing it, and it's not something I've gone back, you know, and it's not, I don't feel like it's something that's coming from moving energies. It's, it doesn't feel like something that's stemming from my childhood anymore, from shame and guilt. It just more seems so just overall the expectations of this society, and I'm sitting in this house, and who am I not working that deserves to sit in this house with all this stuff, you know, all these conveniences. Like, who am I, you know, like that less than, and chastising yourself, and yeah, so dealing with that, and every time those thoughts or feelings would come up, of course everything would tighten up, the heart rate would start to speed up, and you know, anxiety start building. And because I wasn't doing anything, I was completely aware of it, so. Oh, wow, that's good. Usually I only yawn in my in my ceremonies, which is a sign of energy moving. It's also a sign of detoxifying. I've heard that 70% of our toxins are released through gas, whether that be a burp, a fart, a breath, a yawn, a sneeze, through our skin, through gassing off. But on my way over here, I was just very grateful to, because I was like, man, I was thinking about people who are afraid of death, and I was like, man, what a silly, silly thing to be afraid of, Like, that's the only guarantee you have in life is death. The day you're born. That's the only thing guaranteed. And we're made, again, through indoctrination and fear and these horrible, horrible toxic systems that we survive under. That's the biggest fear they build in you is death. And so if that's constantly in the back of your mind, that fear of death, how do you think you're living? You're not. You're surviving. Everything's survival. Everything you do is based on survival. And again, it's just another way that they control us so well through that fear. False emotions appearing real, And that just controls us, just like the shame and the guilt, and all that's just wrapped up so tight in, again, because like I'm sitting in my house and I don't have any fear, but then it gets to me through the shame and guilt of, you haven't done enough. You're sitting in this house, you're way behind on child support. I'm actually caught up on all my bills at the moment, but way behind on child support. And just to clear that up, my son hasn't lived with his mom in over 4 years. He lives with his grandfather, and I've been paying her over $500 a month for over 4 years. That's not child support, that's alimony, None of that money goes to my son. And so I guess why I mention this is that, so the government has me locked down at the moment through that fear, because at least I know in my area, guys my age, how many guys have spent years in jail for non-payment of child support? And I think it was last year, like 6-8 months ago, they were sending me letters, you're $3,200, I think it was $3,400 behind in child support, and if you don't pay it in full, we're going to take your license, and then we're going to take you to court, and then you can go to jail. And so obviously I did what I had to do. I didn't pay it all up. I paid like $1,200 or something, and then I made a couple payments, and I just haven't worked. I haven't been able to make any payments, so I'm sure there's letters coming here soon again. So yeah, just that whole thing of shame and guilt and fear and putting you in a place, like setting up the problem, right? the problem. You didn't pay your child support, but they put me in that position where I'm not even supposed to be paying child support to her. I'm supposed to be paying it to his grandfather. And that's a big difference. Big difference. And like the house I'm in, I don't know, just because now I'm also probably, I don't know, I can't say probably, I'm guessing, the way it seems like everything's going, I probably won't be moving into that farmhouse, So now I got like, oh my God, all those tools and all that stuff over there. So I'm still spread out between two places. And it's just so much stuff, I'm sitting in my house yesterday and I just want to take a bulldozer and bulldoze everything out of my house. I was thinking yesterday, I was like, man, okay, I just need to push everything out of my house that doesn't fit into one room. And then that'll make it so much easier, because I feel so clogged, It's like everywhere I look, there's something, and then, you only pick up on consciously on 10% of it. So all of it is being registered by the subconscious, and the subconscious is sitting there, calculating, oh my God, you haven't done this, you need to address this, you need to shine this, you need to dust this off, you need to, oh my gosh, it just doesn't end. The amount of maintenance and upkeep it takes to own something, to really be a good steward of something, right? To be responsible, to truly be responsible for it. And it's just impossible when you have literally, if you count every little thing, you literally have thousands of things in your house, thousands and thousands. It's overwhelming for me, And so that was also getting me yesterday. So you can see how all of this, you sit there and you're trying to remain clear and get in alignment and focus on these energies and on your internal body parts that are now vacant, that have been abused forever. And then you got this going on in your environment, and then this going on up here. And so it's a lot, but I see how many times I've come around on all these things, and I see how fucking strong I am to be able to handle it, because you deal with those everything is the same as it was before, as in the types of things that you're addressing. It's just on a deeper, more intimate, more honest level, And the strength, like the solidness of my spirit, And I was thinking about dying, it just how people were afraid to die on the way up here, and how silly that was, and how I'm so ready to be at the chopping block, at the hangman's noose with everybody out there begging for Barabbas over Jesus, Begging for the distractions and the entertainment and the reinforcement of their slave minds, instead of the uncomfortable truths of who they really are and their own personal divinity and freedom, and breaking free from the mental and emotional and physical chains that we've placed ourselves under. that were put upon us that we voluntarily strengthened. Sorry, I had an incoming call. 800 number. That's the only people that call me. And yeah, I just was like, man, I'm so there. Like, so ready to put my head in the guillotine. So ready to stand on that platform in front of the whole world and have that noose around my neck and the platform drop from underneath me and free me from this physical. That's why this journey is so funny, is because, like, I'm not begging for death. I would never kill myself. If I was going to kill myself, I would have done that 5 years. I would have done that throughout my whole life. Fuck. When I was living in hell, in the deep, darkest depths of hell, tortured and tormented day and night, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually dead. Kept alive by drugs and alcohol, sex, and other people I surrounded myself who were the same. I've created a new life for myself, and that's the power we have within us to be able to create. And that creation literally came by facing harsh truths, and instead of hiding or making excuses or justifying them, using them as an opportunity to change trajectory. And so, I get a little further in my walk, and then I was just like, man, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be here and to speak my truth and be authentic. And I'm so happy for this present moment. Because in this present moment, there's peace. In this present moment, there's I'm worthy in this present moment. I'm right where I need to be in this present moment. I have no anxiety in this present moment, right here, right now. And I'm still working on, when I get up from here, remaining in the present moment. Because everything points to the present moment and says, look how bad it is. Look what you could be doing to make it better. Look how hard everybody else is working, and you haven't worked in over a week. Look at everybody else struggling and doing what they can, and they're helping other people, and they're smiling. But I've just come so far, and I've refused to deny the truth that that's all coming from lack and systems of governance that taught us that we weren't enough and that we had to people please. The abuse and trauma that taught us how to people please and go along to get along and just agree and don't think. And someone else has some other corporation or some other entity, government, religious or otherwise, has our best, has the best in mind for us, and is taking care of all these other things that we can't focus on because we're so busy working and providing and then numbing ourselves. But sitting here right now with my feet in the stream and connected and grounded to the earth, allowing these energies to flow through me, man, this life truly is a gift, man. And it's just, it saddens me to no end right now. That even my 17-year-old can't see that, you know? Even my son, who I brought into this world, has to deal with all the shame and guilt and fear and doubt and desire and worry and numbing and distractions and dopamine, and just to be able to get through the day, you know, in these poisonous indoctrination centers and the poisonous friend groups that just reinforce, you know, every time my son tells me when he goes out with friends or anywhere with anybody, family, it's always out to eat, you know. I'm like, man, you know, we just are literally killing ourselves purposefully. But yeah, just such a sad situation for humanity. You know, and a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are waking up because this shit's becoming so in your face. The energies, like there's like 10, 15, 20 years ago, you could ride the fence, you know? But things have become so drastically separated. You know, before you used to be able to hop between the chasm or even just walk across the chasm. And it's like over the past 5 years, 7 years, that chasm has just grown so wide that it really takes a strong person to be able to make that leap and reclaim and heal. But most people are just doubling down into the systems and trying to fix the systems that got us here in the first place, that were fully set up for those purposes right now, where we're at today. That's where they wanted us. It's all been set up. And to sit here and be in this present moment and connect with Earth, with Mother Earth, who gives this biological system life. I'm very grateful. I hope y'all are having a good day and taking care of yourselves. And just remember, guys, you're an eternal, all-knowing, all-powerful spirit, soul, connected to everything on that plane of existence, in charge of the most advanced biological system on this earth, connected to everything biologically. And the only reason we treat ourselves like we're not is because we've been born into systems that have told us and beat us down and put us in that place. And only you can rescue yourself. And it's okay to use these modalities as you go along, but don't be married to them. In all of these modalities, their sole purpose is to point and to clear the way, to let you know and remind you of how powerful you truly are. Not the power you get from over here, or over there, or up there, or down there. How powerful you truly are by birthright, by being an eternal soul, occupying the most advanced biological system on this earth. Don't forget who you are.